Welcome to the Liars Club. This is where we take our guests, we tell them to give us the truth, give us a lie, we figure out which is which. I'm Jessica Wellington.
I'm Felicia Michaels.
And you're about to get lied to.
Mark Brazill started out as a stand-up comedian and became a writer, and he was one of the creators of That 70s Show. And now he's stabbing me with his eyes because I brought that up. But he's a wonderful performer and excellent writer. And also with us, I'm just going to take this over here.
No, please do.
Jessica, is Troy Conrad. I would like to tell you a little bit about Troy Conrad. Do the words set list ring a bell for you? Do the words roast battle ring a bell for you? Troy Conrad is one of the most amazing photographers in all businesses, but especially here in the comedy business. Please get up for both Mark Brazill and Troy Conrad, everybody.
This is like your gallery, isn't it? The Comedy Store?
Yeah, it is in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
that main room lobby is it's pretty awesome to have that. I mean, I'm still blown away by it. I haven't even put my name on it yet. Like I still feel like it's new. It's been over a year now.
Oh, you should put your name on it.
I'm put my name on it. But I've been shooting that series for just
For a
over
while.
2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Like
it's an
2.5
amazing
years.
series of photographs. The theme tonight is
Party's
the
canceled.
anniversary of the Comedy
Right.
Store, 46 years. And the two people that we're sitting with, both Troy and Mark, are veterans now. You too, Troy, of
Yeah.
the Comedy Store, as well as Jessica, who actually works here at the Comedy Store, not only on stage, but answering phones and doing the door. By the way, Jessica, I
Yeah.
answered phones before I was made a regular here at the Comedy Store.
Really?
Or right when I was made a regular. And you know how long that lasted?
How long?
1 day.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Why?
And then I got fired.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I still got
I
spots,
can't see
bitch.
you being
I
a
still
real-
got spots.
I can't see you being super rude or anything.
Yeah,
Like,
why'd you
what,
get
what
fired?
could you have
Because I was
done?
trying to be funny on the phone, and someone took
Oh my God.
and no one
That's
liked
hilarious.
it.
It's supposed to be all business, right? I
Can
mean,
you
can't.
imagine?
Listen, you're supposed to be wacky. It's the
Is
store.
that right?
Come on.
That's what
that
I
true?
thought.
Guess
That's
what?
a totally true story. Yes.
my
Lucky
God.
person.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I answered the phones in La Jolla
You answered the phones at the Comedy Store
for
in La Jolla.
months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you get fired, or did you choose to move on?
I chose to move on.
Uh-huh.
Actually, Kelly Grant promoted me.
She was the manager of the Comedy Store in La Jolla for many, many years.
Right.
Yeah.
She promoted me to doorman / PR guy. And
Nice.
man, Mitzi gave me $250 a week. Mitzi didn't.
Oh, that
Wow.
must
She
have
didn't
been
even know
huge.
it existed.
But
Whoa.
$250
Big
a
money.
week, that must have been like
It was a
instant
lot.
lifestyle.
That's a lot of
man.
money
It was
back
now.
then.
It's
Yeah.
so
You have to
Nice.
get 20 spots for that now.
Yeah, pretty much. You did then too. But yeah, that was really great because I made the nights that we were completely bad. I made it free admission, and everybody's
Oh,
like, "Well,
right,
that's
right.
not hard to think of." I said, "But nobody did it.
Nobody
did they?"
did it, right?
So by the free admission, she sold a ton of drinks though.
Yeah,
So
so let
Tuesday,
me ask you
Wednesday
this,
became, yeah,
and
wow.
look me in the eye, Mark Brazill. Did you ever take money from someone coming into the Comedy Store
Uh-oh.
Constantly.
that didn't have a ticket? Really?
Oh no, not that didn't have a ticket. I
Oh,
thought you were
okay.
talking about Sam
Yeah.
Kennison.
What do
Because
you mean?
we left those tables empty up front, because on Friday, Saturday night, if you had Kennison there, you want like 1 or 2 tables, really nice tables near the front, because you'll get $100, $200
Yeah.
bucks.
There
So
you go.
as a doorman, that's
Yeah.
how we,
Oh, wonderful.
Kennison, when Kennison came down, Friday, Saturday, it'd sell out.
Wow.
We'd make
But
a
now I'm
fortune.
curious, what do you mean take money from somebody that didn't have it? What do you mean?
Right. Some
Steal.
people,
It's stealing.
to take money from the door.
Oh.
That I
Yeah.
never did.
Oh,
I was like,
really?
is there some like young open mic scam that you can scam open micers?
I don't know. I'm sure there is.
Yeah,
There's
it's called a
any
bringer
kind of
show.
scam in the comedy business.
All I
that's
would
true.
do, I would drink the Jack Daniels and then put iced tea in it. But that's the only thing I stole.
Oh, I still do that now.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
I mean,
Oh,
that's
you still-
regular. Yeah,
yeah.
that's.
I quit
Why? Is there
drinking.
other ways of drinking?
Yeah.
well, I would
That's
just
called the
like
mom and dad
to,
liquor cabinet.
in honor of the anniversary of the Comedy Store, share my story about Kirk the bartender. Do you remember Kirk the bartender? He made, now this is 1985, the best Long Island iced tea around. It tasted like cotton candy. And
Wow.
if you drank one, you were shit-faced.
Ugh.
I remember one time I drove into my apartment here in West Hollywood after having 2 Kirk Long Island iced teas. And as I got out of my car, I threw up. I staggered to my apartment. And for the next year, whenever I came to get into my car, the evidence was there, eaten into the
Oh my
concrete.
God.
Kirk's Long Island iced tea.
Felicia, I hate to break. I feel terrible breaking this to you right now, but that man roofied you.
Oh no.
The strongest
Yes,
ever.
with a Long Island iced tea.
Yes.
Apparently, you don't know your 80s history about Long Island iced teas.
That
It's
is
in
a
every
lot
movie.
cheaper, by the way. Just buy 2 Long Island iced teas.
Right.
Then
That's
to
true.
try
And
to
you
score
won't
some
wind up in
roofies.
court
Yeah.
40
Less
years
evidence.
later.
That's
Less
true.
evidence. So, given that it's an anniversary of the store, we're going to go around and we're going to tell a story, your favorite experience here at the Comedy Store.
Oh.
Troy.
Okay, so mine's it has a happy ending. When I first started coming in here, it just doesn't start good. When I first started, I wasn't very welcome here because I was coming in to shoot Roast Battle, but I didn't know anybody here. I came in, Provenza was like, "You got to see Roast Battle." I came in and I was like, "Nobody's taking pictures," so I took, and I started doing those hallway pictures, and people were really pissed at me. Because what happened was I was doing it because it looked cool, and I was taking them only of comics, but there was no distinction. I wasn't like, oh well, how long have you been doing stand up? Like I didn't quiz anybody on what their status was and all that. I was just, are you a comic? Okay, cool. And then this became a problem because this place is built by the paid regulars. That's who people working their asses off, and for pretty much no money to perform at a paid room where people are paying to get in, and they built this place. So some of the paid regulars are getting upset that open micer just moved here from Iowa 2 weeks ago, boom, stand up a month, and he's got a hall picture, and it was sort of watering it down, which. At first, I was like, oh, come on, be cool about it. And now I was like, oh, my God, of course that makes sense. Absolutely. It should be a paid regular thing, which we made it. But there was a guy here who was just a dick to me. Like, he was not even passive-aggressive. Like, he was just aggressive.
He was a door guy or a comedian?
No, a comic.
Yeah.
A comic.
Okay.
And
his initials are?
No,
I'm
no,
kidding.
You may not even know. I don't even know if you know. But
I'm sure.
But he was
So many names.
he was and then like even online he was like kind of like harassing. He was kind of a dick, and there was a certain point, I forget when, maybe like 4 or 5 months later, after I felt like I was being hazed in a way, he came up to me. He goes, "Hey man, I just want you to know I've been kind of a dick, and you're all right. So I apologize." I never thought, like, I was just ignoring all this crazy behavior from this person, and it was so nice of him. And I was like, "Oh, dude, don't worry about it. Whatever. Like, it's totally cool." But
Wow.
it was really nice. Like, that was my favorite moment because for me it was like everybody's got to go through some shit to get to be at the Comedy Store.
Right. I love that story because to me, when I hear that story, it makes me think that guy really liked you and wanted to befriend you. That's why he gave you that attention. And I mean that in a no.
I don't know.
Not always.
Maybe
No.
that may be true.
You know what? Because
You sound like
When
such a
I,
mom right
been
now.
around-
wait
He
a
really
second,
likes you.
No,
when I like a girl, I
he was
punch
being-
her in the face.
He was
So I get
punch
it.
him in the face.
That may be
I
true, but
mean
he was
that-
being
I mean
protective.
that. No, I mean that sincerely because some of the best friendships I have in comedy started out with, "I fucking gonna kick your
Oh my
ass."
God,
Like, no,
that's-
seriously, and I'm a girl.
Wow.
That's Felicia and
Seriously.
I.
Yeah. Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
When we met,
Yes.
2 of the best burns ever. Can I tell you the burns?
Yes.
this true?
Yes.
This is true. When we met, I was jealous because she was a regular and a woman. It's wrong.
Right.
It's madness.
But these are your feelings, and you're being honest about them.
I'm
Right.
just so. Anyways, everybody was. Every doorman there was like just weird about because she was also too pretty. There's no reason that
That's-
she
well,
needed to be.
Anyway,
it's-
so
you're very
no,
kind.
wait.
and
Here come the burns because
whatever.
her burn.
Okay, yeah.
Her
you, Mark,
burn,
fuck you.
she fucking burned me so bad. It's like really probably the greatest burn
Oh
ever
my God.
in my life. But I had burned her too once that she may or may. Do you remember the burn?
You can tell both.
All right. So the first burn was I'm a doorman, and she's a very funny working comedian. Just
We're
to give
the
you
same age.
setup. We're the same
Okay.
age. Yeah.
It's
So I feel good about
1985,
that.
so he's
Yeah.
a little
And
angry.
men, by the way, hello, male privilege. Not
Right.
there because
Right.
of Mitzi. Thank you.
Yeah.
All
Right.
I'm joking. You
No,
know
I
that,
know.
right?
I know.
All right,
I know. I totally
Like,
got that.
wow.
So no male privilege for me, and she's better than me, and whatever. So
Not
she
true.
goes, yeah, if Mark, if you had $1 million, I'd sleep with you. And I said, oh, Felicia, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't have to sleep with you. So that was, and she kind of looked at me like, oh, he's not an idiot. He's maybe,
nice.
Right, no.
he might be
No,
funny.
I was like,
Right.
Anyway.
really? You made that insult to me? Twirl my hair.
So then, cut to, we're at the Improv in Santa Monica. It's a Christmas party. Oh my God. A fucking stray dog runs out in the street. I run after it. I pick it up. I'm alone because I always went to everything alone. I'm at the
this is
Improv
getting
Christmas
sad.
party alone. I pick the dog up. I walk over. Felicia's waiting for her car. The valet's there. And she goes, oh, Mark, you got a date. I know it's a good burn, but it's not even, it's just the initial crisping
It's a warm up.
of what she's going to do to me because it's so fucking good.
Because I have a list like every
Oh, yeah,
fucking comedian. You make
she's
your list.
fucking-
That was your list. That guy was your list.
I was on the list. So I said, I'm holding a dog that I just, stray dog. She goes, oh, Mark, nice to see you have a date. Or, oh, is that your date? I go, at least I have a date. And her fucking date walks up, and it's Superman. Like, literally,
The actor?
she's fucking
Yes,
dating
the-
Superman.
What?
I'm holding a dog. No, she's dating the
I
guy who
uh,
played Superman on television.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, at least I have a date. And it's like,
And then
oh, hey, have you met Superman? I'm like, fuck
True
you, man.
story.
It was
Yeah,
so,
it's
like,
like King.
amazing.
That
No,
is-
no.
Greatest
It
burn
was the
ever.
first Superman.
amazing.
It was the first Superman. It was, I think, the first syndicated show ever on.
I remember what you're talking about.
ca-
Yeah.
cable.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
totally
He
remember
was
that.
he was
So,
he
it's-
was very
It
pretty.
doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter
He
who
was
played
very
it.
That's so
pretty.
crazy.
It
That's
doesn't matter
Superman.
of
You're
the
right.
7
It
or
was
10
Superman, right.
Superman.
He would like
Period.
walk
She
to
could
the
have been with
bathroom
George,
and women would
whatever.
give them
It's
their
like she's dating
phone
Superman.
number. Yeah.
And you're holding a dog at the Christmas party.
A stray dog that I'm sure is dirty
Right.
and ratty
It was.
looking. Yeah.
I was so embarrassed I threw it out in traffic. I really did.
Ah.
She's not with me. No, but yeah, so it's such an amazing bird. Oh, I'm
And
here
the
with
dog's like, I'm
Superman.
really not with him.
No, the dog did actually. Yeah, the dog was like, oh,
Ran
son,
away. I'm
burn,
free.
fucking burn. I'm a dog, and you got burned.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, that was fantastic.
I think you're right though too. Like you guys are great friends now. And then
For
I
a
know
long time.
when I first met Eliza, I didn't recognize her and I ID'd her and she got pissed at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our first like interaction. And she's like, "Does she work here?" And I didn't work here yet. Actually, I was trying
Just
to get the
checking
job.
chicks at the door. Look, I'm not mad at you. If the guys can stand by the girls' restroom, you can check
Yeah.
chicks at the door. Is
That's
all I'm
right.
saying.
Absolutely fair.
Whatever you need
Yeah.
to do.
And so whatever. That was our first interaction, and now we're cool.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
But also, I feel like I'll have a lot of feelings. I feel like you ignored me a lot, Troy, when I first started around
Is that
here.
true?
Yeah. I was
That's
like, that guy does
interesting.
not like me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
He's,
wow.
he's
I don't
socially
I don't
closed
not like anybody. I mean I'm just
I'm going to
Um,
defend Troy on this because I think if you're taking pictures, you're so focused on everything that's going on around you and looking at light and looking at who's standing where. Don't you think?
yeah, but I'm glad I like I've had a couple people say, "Hey, like oh god, there was a girl that like I just like she hangs out here. I think she's a comic, but she just I
Did
see
you
her hang.
take a picture of her in the hallway?
I did not. No, I did not. No, this was only like 6 months ago. But she goes, you know, you never pay attention to me, and I go, oh my god, I'm sorry. Like I've just never like I just maybe I'm just sort of in my head all the time or whatever. I probably do that, but I like when someone brings that to my attention. But she was aggressive about it. She's like, I'm tired of you just not paying attention to me. I go, I'm sorry. And she goes, well, yeah. She goes, you're always taking pictures, but you never take pictures of me. And I go, I've never met you. And she's like, she takes my phone and she takes my Instagram and follows herself with my Instagram.
Did you run away from that girl?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh.
But you know what?
Wow.
No, she turned out to be totally cool and fun.
Right.
Wait, how old? What?
Were her nudes interesting on
Her
Instagram?
No, she's not. It was not like that.
So
Really?
why did she send you to Instagram?
No, she took my phone
That's how
and
the young
opened my
people
Instagram
communicate, Mark.
that I should follow her so I can pay attention to her because now
What's the Instagram?
What?
You know, it gets on my nerves when people say Insta. I want to punch
people
them in
do
the
say
fucking
Insta.
face.
No, that is how.
yeah,
that's,
yeah.
you know what?
It gets
I
on
know,
my
it's-
nerves, though.
You should really punch him in the face.
people do. They don't want to say the whole gram.
So let me go to Jessica. Jessica, what's your favorite comedy store memory?
Wait, that wasn't my favorite. Can I tell you my favorite?
Yes, of course you may.
It's
I
like
didn't.
2
Please.
seconds.
Oh,
Here's
yeah,
my
of
favorite
course.
comedy store memory. I'm in the OR. It's
Original
really
room.
late at night. And there's not many people there. And a lot of people are going up and talking to people or bitching about that there's nobody there and it's late at night. But I'm excited to be here. So I go up and I do my set. I do all my material. And it went, however it went, and it went okay. And I was here with guys from San Diego. I walked to the back of the room. And I felt like, well, that's cool that I did my thing. And Albert Brooks and Richard Lewis are sitting in Mitzi's table.
Oh, really?
With like only 8 people in the front, and Richard Lewis and Albert Brooks, and I'm like 25 maybe. And I see them, and they go, "Hey, nice." I said, "It's not much of a crowd." He goes, "Yeah, but you were good, and you played the hand you were dealt." And that was that first moment where I went, "Holy shit!" Because I couldn't have looked up to anybody as much as I looked up to literally both of them,
Wow.
Richard Lewis and
Wow.
Albert Brooks. So that was like
Wow.
one of
Those
these moments where
are
I was
always
like,
stellar, yeah.
"This is
This is
why I
cool.
do this, so that somebody like that can say you weren't horrible." You know? So that was one of my favorite
Jesus.
memories in
That's
this
pretty awesome.
place,
Hell
in,
yeah.
the,
That's a
in this
wonderful
room
memory,
where I
Mike.
did a
Wonderful.
spot.
It is.
you
And
know?
I get really jealous because I just turned 34 and I feel like I started comedy late. I get really jealous when I hear people talk about I started at 25 and 18 and
No, but you get an advantage for that. You
Yeah,
get, like
you
when
do,
you
you
start
do.
at a certain time, then you have this like wisdom perspective as opposed to like really what are you going to talk about at 19? Really?
By the way, these shoes are 35 years old. Just to give
are
you
those
some
cowboy
perspective.
boots?
They're ostrich
Those
I
are
cowboy
love
boots.
that.
All I'm telling you is I was in such a hurry to get to the next thing. Huge mistake. And
Really?
yeah, I think so. I think it's like if you can't be in that moment and say, "God, I did a spot and that was awesome, and I have a place to live and I have food and I have," you
Right.
know, I mean, you have. There are brilliant moments of your life where you don't realize how happy you should be,
right.
and so
I
pushing
do
for the
have to. I
next
do
thing.
have to stop and like just look back and think, look where I'm working.
No shit,
Just-
dude. You are in an incredibly enviable spot right now. For a woman in comedy, you are in the perfect spot, my friend.
Right, because
Yeah.
like not a lot of people get this chance. Not a lot of people get to meet the regulars like we get to meet them as door guys. You know,
Absolutely, absolutely. What is your favorite memory of the Comedy Store?
I think one of my favorite memories is whenever actually I wasn't working here yet. And I was working for a bringer. I was hosting and like doing music for her just to be here and get time on stage. So I was doing that, and I was hosting a show in the main room. And I am still pretty new here. You know, I'd done comedy, but that was up in Sacramento for 4 years. And now I've just moved here. And we had a pop-in guest, and it was Chris D'Elia, right? At this point, I didn't know who the hell he was. I had no idea. And so he was like, I was like, "How do you want me to introduce you?" And he said, "Just Chris D'Elia." Well, I didn't hear that because I must take after my dad, and I worked with explosives, and I can't hear shit. And I was like, "Okay, Chris D'Elia." Got it.
Oh my God! Right, you never forget that. I've done that.
You never forget it. But luckily, I did. I mean, I guess luckily or not, but it was kind of a douche move because like this open mic bringer comic was like running through at the same time when I said that. He was like, "That's Chris D'Elia. Don't you know who the hell he is?" Right in front of Chris. I was like,
Oh
my
no! Oh God! In front of him.
Yeah, I mean, at least I guess I didn't go on stage and introduce him as Chris D'Elia.
Right.
That would have sucked.
Oh, I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Right.
No, I know.
By the way,
so close.
out of all the people that have, like, Chris is one of the coolest people about stuff
Actually,
like that.
yeah.
Totally.
But at
Like,
the time, you don't. I mean, because you look at Chris and you think he is a douchebag. If you don't know, him.
yeah, if you don't know him, or you like his Instagram persona, that's what he's being,
So Instagram. Well, I was thinking
or his Insta.
his Insta. I was thinking about Twitter.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Twitter. I read something where I think it was Chris said the main room wasn't great tonight. He said something about that. I
yeah,
shouldn't
he's
be saying
yep.
that. And Anthony,
I think I remember this.
do you remember it?
What did he say?
Anthony Jeselnik said, I hope I said his name right. If you say it
Yeah.
fast,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
barely
yeah,
hear
he
the
said
mistake. Said, I don't know, I thought they were good.
Yeah.
And that's my first kind of intro to both those guys. You
Oh,
know, I
wow.
wasn't really, and I was like, oh my
so-
God.
so
So
funny.
nothing's really changed at the store.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
No,
Well, see, I always think
yeah.
it's interesting too because Anthony has really had to lean into this being this douche on stage because he is so pretty.
Oh, he grew a beard, I think, to get away from the.
He's still
you know.
beautiful.
I get that too. It's embarrassing.
Mark
Because
was-
I have the
actually,
head of
you
a
were-
3-month-old baby.
I know,
Oh, if
but
we were on TV, I'd be killing right now.
although
As he
Mark in
strokes
the
his hair.
beginning did have a fancy mullet.
That's
You had
not
a
always.
sweet
Oh, you and me
mullet.
both then, probably.
I didn't have a mullet initially. It morphed into a Loki-like mullet. I won't deny. Did you see Loki's mullet?
Oh,
No.
yes.
Thor?
On Thor.
Magnificent.
You
I
had a
had a
mullet? You
mullet.
had a girl mullet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole family did pretty much. My
Where
See,
did you
they
grow up
only
again?
had half a
North
bowl.
Carolina and
The
Florida.
mullet
Okay.
was invented when the family that only had half a bowl started giving away haircuts. I believe it was Florida.
Yeah.
And the half a bowl became the mullet. And
Well,
it
at
took
the
the
time, we
country
didn't
by
know
storm.
it was a mullet. I remember my dad saying, "We're gonna get that new haircut. You know, the new where you
Oh,
where it's
that's
longer in the
hilarious.
back
I
and then
lo-
short."
Yeah.
I
And
love
then the
that
whole
they
family went
invented
off and
a
did it
new
together?
haircut. We
You
have a
guys
new
got
haircut,
mullets
guys.
together?
I have a picture like me. Well, my brother and my dad
wanna
both had
see
the
that.
curly one. My
I
brother
wanna
actually got a
see it.
perm in the back to make
Oh
it
my
curly.
God.
Yes, I did that. I had that. I had a
Oh my
perm
God.
mullet.
Yes.
That has to be your first CD.
I
That
know.
has to be the picture for your first CD.
Well, I have some pretty
Good
crazy
Lord.
ones.
Are
'Cause
you
I also
guys-
have one where I was in gymnastics, and my first stepmom was a hairstylist, so she was like, I was her guinea pig, so she cut my hair really short and gave me a perm, so I had a fro. So here I am in gymnastics class in this picture, and I'm the chubby kid with a big ass fro. I stand out.
Wow. We all make those mistakes, for sure. Part of your job when you first become a regular here at the Comedy Store is that you should come and see all the shows, right?
Yes.
Your job.
See all the shows.
Yeah, like if you have an 11 o'clock spot, you need to come at 8 o'clock and watch everyone work. And so I got the experience in 1985 to sit in the original room and watch Richard Pryor work a brand new 15, 20 minutes. And he would come in on Tuesdays, and it would be fucking terrible. Like, you would be like, oh my God, this is the great Pryor. Like, people would leave. It was like the worst thing you would ever see. This is like around 1985, 86. And then, but by Friday, that shit was sweet as butter.
Wow.
And to be able, yes. And
Same
to be
stuff,
able,
you just revamped.
oh yeah, every night was a
That's
work in
crazy.
progress. Did you ever see a progress? Did you ever see the documentary about Pryor when they talked about Live on
No.
Sunset? The first night was a horrific taping, and then ate a
No.
big dick on stage. Yeah, it was really bad. And then that was Pryor. And then he'd come back the second night and molded into this beautiful.
That makes
thing.
sense.
So that is for me one of my
Wow.
finest memories. I have many, but
And
one
a
of my
great lesson in
finest-
comedy, like
Yeah.
to see someone that
Absolutely,
big eat
yes.
shit and then come back, like that's what, like there's almost like a sense of shame in comedy that like if you crash and burn really hard, you really want to fly high, make sure that thing gets off the ground the next show. Like if you're a good like you go, all right, I'm gonna focus. Like you don't just go, oh, I suck and I'm not gonna like.
Well, it depends on how you feel your safety at the club is. Okay, let's just put
It's
this
true.
in
What do you
perspective.
mean?
If you're a comedian here, for example, at the Comedy Store, you just get in, you're just doing your spots, you're just trying to figure out your legging. If she's bringing you up, you eat the shit turd spot after the hottest guy. For me, I had to follow Mooney sometimes because he would destroy the room so much. It had to be a restart, and someone had to eat the turd. Bring out the girl, right?
Ah.
For the first year, I
Okay.
had the first night a spot in the original room. You know,
Oh.
it was like that. So if you're a person where you're very nervous about your situation here at the Comedy Store, you do.
Right.
You want to work your best.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you're fucking
wanna
in
play
at the Comedy Store,
You can
like
play around.
Damon Wayans in 1989, you're going to
can do no
take the
wrong,
microphone in the original room. You're going to go behind the curtain, and you're going to do an hour and a half of comedian behind the curtain. And you're going to
Jesus.
walk the room because you don't give a fuck because you're in at the Comedy Store.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Wait.
showing him my Team
By the way,
America.
this
I can
Oh,
only
let's see.
This is
imagine.
the least perfect for a podcast. Is
I'm
Sorry.
let's
So
all
look
look
at
at
I can only
pictures.
Oh
imagine.
no, my God.
Oh.
My God. I
Wow.
can't.
By the way,
no.
this
Could
is
you
I
guys-
feel bad because
I'm-
I'm starting a podcast where people just look at pictures
I
and
know,
react to
I
them.
know. Are you okay, Troy? Are you
Okay,
ready for this?
okay, all right.
Everybody could go to
Okay,
my
she's gonna
Twitter.
show
This
me a
is my-
picture.
Let's see
my
how Troy.
background.
You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Profile picture.
No, it's
Oh,
supposed to
okay,
the
shit.
background.
Okay, is that real?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
Real.
It's a picture of Jessica
Yes.
That's
that looks like it would be on the cover of Awkward
But
Family
funny
Photos.
enough, a lot of people also thought that this might have been Adam Egget. Back when he was...
Oh, that's funny. Well, that should be posted
Oh
then.
my God,
That
it
should
does-
very much be posted.
Oh, it's on my
Wait,
Twitter.
There's a little Adam
background.
Lambert going on there,
That's
too.
true.
Oh,
That's
I
true.
loved Adam Lambert. I was so disappointed when he was gay. I mean, still loved him.
I
But
saw...
I remember arguing with my dad. I was like, no, he's not gay. He's just eccentric.
Could we? Oh, that's great. That's great.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with Troy. Troy, you can either tell us a lie or tell us a lie.
Okay, so wait, am I going 2 in a row like I give both of mine, or I do one and then we come around?
We're going to rotate it around.
Rotate
so
it
go,
around.
and we're going to guess if you are which
Okay.
one is the lie and which one
Okay.
is the truth.
Great. So I used to. All right. So then it doesn't. I can pick whichever one I want.
Uh-huh.
I used to. In college, I would tell women that I was gay, like out the clubs, nightclubs, and stuff like that.
Okay. Seems plausible
In,
so
or,
far.
in order, in order to meet them
Uh-huh.
and make them comfortable.
Oh, I knew you were doing
Because-
that.
Oh, we're diving
Because
in
then,
deep.
yeah, because then it was like there was no thing, and then I was in, and so that was how I got in with the ladies.
No pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. No pun
And
intended.
then you throw yourself towards them and go, you can change me.
Did you do that? Did you ever
Oh,
do that?
No, I did not do it
Fail,
where I'd
but
be like, "Oh,
you-
you changed me," but like, I'd be like, "This is all a new experience for me."
What's it like to French girls?
Yeah. It's like everything's new, and it's college, so
Is it weird?
I've never even felt a boob. Oh, my God.
What are boobs like? They seem weird.
All right, so that is.
I'm all about the dick. Boobs are weird. I don't want to feel them. They're probably weird. I don't want to have sex with you either. Ever.
All right, so that
did
is
that
Troy's
work?
story, and we're going to decide in a moment if that is a lie or the truth. Mark?
Oh, man. Even my truth sounds like lies.
Ooh.
I've thought that since the beginning.
All right. I was at the premiere of Traffic a long time ago. I was with Topher Grace, who is from 70s, and he was technically the guy who wrote the book Traffic. Topher played his character in the movie. And technically 70s is sort of based on my life, and he played me in that show.
Okay.
So we're at the premiere, and he's like, look at this, 2 for 2. Got the author twice. I met Catherine Zeta-Jones. She's delightful
Wow.
and as pretty as you would imagine. And she, took my hand and looked at me, which weirded me out because I thought. And she's standing with Michael Douglas,
This
who
is
I probably met.
This is pre-mullet
Oh, this is after mullet.
or
This is
post-mullet?
after mullet. This
Post
is probably 2000 and
AM and PM.
This is probably 2000. It's 2000.
Okay.
That's right. It's post mullet.
Okay.
Okay.
So and I'm with Wilmer Valderrama,
Mm-hmm.
and Topher's mother is there. And the movie's great. It's a great movie. And I think I'd been to one premiere. I don't care much for that stuff. But Topher asked me to go, so I went. At the after party, Tom Sizemore's giving me side eye.
Uh-oh.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm with Topher and Wilmer.
How's
and
his
other-
side eye? Is it like
It's-
intense
it's
or
this.
is it
It's
curious? More.
And I'm sitting at the table here, and he's there, but I'm with Topher's, all these people. It's a fancy thing. And Tom Sizemore's smacking wise, And
Right.
and I heard this from somebody else, that he'll stare at you until. So.
Until what?
Yeah, don't leave us hanging.
until you either look away or you challenge him.
Okay.
So I turn my chair to him.
Oh, you were
We're at the table, everybody's this way, but he's looking over here. I take my chair away from the table. Wilmer and Topher are like, no. They went total Jeff Goldblum on me. Oh, sit. But I turn my chair, I look at him, and I go, and we got in a fight. And we got in a
verbal fight?
No,
or
a fight.
Did he throw the first punch?
He did, and he missed, and then busboy like who's at it's somewhere on Sunset stopped the fight. But I got in a fight with Tom Sizemore at the premiere
Holy
of
shit.
Traffic,
Wow.
and I didn't want to, but he's
He's aggressive.
he's aggressive.
He is an
and,
aggressive.
and by the way, this is a long time ago, so I don't even know what's going on with him. But yeah, we got in a fist fight.
Wow.
Wow.
I know.
That's craziness.
I think he's thinking, oh, it's all, He's in, I don't even know. He's friends with Don Cheadle. He may have been in the movie with Don Cheadle. I don't even remember. It was such a weird thing.
Right.
But yeah, we got.
Right.
we
This
got
is
in
a
fight.
lie. You're really good.
And he doesn't
I
know.
know, I know,
No, but he doesn't. By the way, he doesn't know me from Adam.
Right.
He doesn't know me. I can do whatever I want and walk out
Right.
the door, but because I'm with, Wilmer and Topher,
Yeah.
I'm nervous. And his mother, though, that's why I reacted, because I was like,
Yeah.
we're here with his mother. It's like this
Did
unwritten
anyone
rule when
land
you're
on the
somebody.
ground? Did
When you're
anyone land on the
no,
ground?
it's like this kind of grappling. But when somebody's with their parents, stay away from them.
Yeah.
Just have some respect.
All right. Interesting.
Anyways, so
Interesting.
that was.
Wow,
Very
that's
curious
crazy.
about that story.
I know.
There's
Oh,
more. There's more to it, but
We need
Okay.
I feel like we need a soundboard now.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jesus.
That's
All right,
crazy.
Troy. What is your second
Okay.
lie or truth?
My
About a
second thing
lie.
is I sold. I was a door-to-door salesman. I sold Bibles.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Are you
no,
serious?
that's true. I sold
Really?
Bibles door to door. I would
Uh-huh.
knock on the doors and sell Bibles to people, and I sold I think about $2,000, $2,500 worth.
How long did it take you to sell $2,500 worth of Bibles?
It was about 3 months, maybe. Yeah,
Are
two and
you
a half, 3
serious?
months.
How much
Yeah.
is one Bible?
Each Bible was $45.
$1,000.
$45.
So how many?
He sold
45
2.5.
goes into
It was
20.
it's $45, but it was more expensive than your average Bible.
What was so special about that Bible?
It was leather.
Was it gold? Wait a second. I'm
As opposed
assuming
to
your name
your-
is gold embossed on it.
You could get your name put on it.
Really?
Yeah.
We're at in
For-
the Bible, or on? Could you do it on,
On
the
the
sides?
cover.
Gold
on the
leaf.
Cover?
You know.
Yeah, gold leaf.
Yeah, you get your gold
All
leaf.
right. All right.
That's what it is.
There you go. So your first story. I'm sorry, refresh my memory about your first story.
Telling women I'm gay in
Oh,
order
that
to
the first story of Troy's was
to
telling
get laid.
women he was gay to get laid in Phoenix, Arizona.
in Phoenix, Arizona.
In Phoenix, Arizona. I apologize for him to all the ladies in Phoenix, Arizona.
Where did you
And-
sell the Bibles?
Yeah.
I was in college in Arizona, but I went to Kentucky for that.
You traveled to Kentucky to sell Bibles.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that is where you're going to sell them. If you're going to sell Bibles, you're going to sell more in Kentucky
That's
than
why I went
Arizona.
there.
And here in L.A., you might as well just kill yourself.
It's very hard
There's
to
no
sell
way.
door-to-door in
You're
LA.
going to starve.
So
There's
let
no
me
way.
ask you this, Troy. When someone would open the door, what was the best case scenario you hope for? What type of person? And I'm totally serious.
Naked MILF.
The best.
I'm sorry. It's your story. It's not.
I think the best person was always someone who was like kind of in need, like someone who really was like not a rich person,
Right.
but someone who you thought they need that Bible.
Like a washing machine on the porch was a dead giveaway.
right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
there
next
was
to the-
one time
you
there was a
always need a
family with
couch
no
next to
teeth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family with no teeth one
All
time.
right. Wow, those are two great stories. And Mark, what about you?
Well, now, you know an awful lot about me, Felicia.
Uh-huh.
Um,
This might be a giveaway.
no.
If you're scrolling your Facebook for a good story,
No, I'm
I
not.
read your Facebook.
I know. No, I'm not. I have a story about a 45 slug going through my leg. I got shot.
45
I
slug.
got shot.
That's a big slug.
It's huge.
Can
It's a
we see
huge
the
slug.
scar?
I have pants on. You can't.
We can't ask
As long
people
as
to
I
take their
have
clothes
pants
off on the first episode, Jessica.
You can't see the. You can't see the scar when I have pants on. And it's not a scar. It's two scars. Because the bullet went in here and it came out there.
Oh, how does that happen?
I had a gun on my belt.
Oh, because for
No.
the people listening, because it was like straight down. I was like, how does that work?
Yeah, it went
That
in my
makes sense.
upper thigh and it came out right above my knee. This bullet, this 45 slug, which a lot of people
Did
haven't
you have
been
a
shot.
holster?
Oh my god.
I had it in a holster, and when I fell off, there was a bear on the property, and I fell off a slight cliff, and I hit my tailbone on a rock, but the gun was in a holster on the left, even though I'm right-handed. The butt of the gun hit the rock too, and it fired. and I'm not holding it. My hands are out and away because I'm trying to stop my fall. And the only reason I had a gun was because a neighbor had said we saw a bear and her cub cut through.
Wow.
So I'm walking my dog. I have a gun. The dog gets away from me. I fall off a cliff. The gun goes off. A bullet goes in here, comes out there. It's a .45 slug. It had a full metal jacket, which was vaporized and melted inside of me, and then would blister up for about a year, and a little piece of the gold flake would come out in different spots on my leg. And I went they called an ambulance. They come out to get me. I had taken the gun out of the holster, set it on the kitchen table with the magazine out. Cop and the paramedic come in. The cop goes, "Why is this gun here?" And I said, "I took it off when I got shot." And he goes, "How'd you get shot?" And Shelly, my wife, had been freaking me out, so I said, "She shot me."
You lied on your wife?
That's a joke.
Okay, I was like,
I did say that.
what?
I did say that, but she also said, "He's an idiot. That's a joke."
Okay.
So,
okay.
anyways, I had a
Oh,
45.
I might have to believe now
I had
that
a 40.
story.
Now it's true. I had a .45 slug. Go in there and come out here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my
You
God.
guys
These
are
are
good.
good.
I lived it.
I can't believe we just heard 4 great stories and we have to decide which 2 are lies and which one are real. Do you want to go first?
Oh, God. Okay. All right. I'll start with Troy.
Okay.
I feel like you were really playing it up with the Kentucky Bible salesman, like that you didn't want us to believe you on that one. So just for that fact, and because I could see you playing gay in college, I'm going to say true to gay in college and false to the Kentucky Bible salesman.
Wait a
Okay,
second.
wait,
wait.
No,
now
no,
we
no.
all have to go around,
No, but I have
right?
to- I have to
Yes.
ask.
Yeah,
I
Okay,
said that
no,
backwards,
Okay.
actually.
All right,
Okay.
let me get.
Wait,
So
sorry,
your
wait,
vote
what's your-
is?
Hold on. I said that backwards. Because I thought you were playing it up and you didn't want us to believe it, I think that it is true. You were a Kentucky Bible salesman. I said it backwards.
Okay.
But you did not play, like that was too believable. You did not play gay in college.
Okay.
So you think playing gay in college is a lie?
False.
Is
Lie.
false. And you think he sold Bibles
It's
True.
true.
in Kentucky?
I think, you know what? By the way, I'm with you. I agree. It's true because the one doesn't scream virtue.
Right.
I pretended to be gay to lay people. It's, you know, to get, I'm sorry.
That's great.
All
No,
right.
that's great.
But go
Wow.
ahead.
So
That's
that's
my thinking.
That is a difficult decision because I always wanted to see a man look me in the eye and confess to doing silliness like that in college. And although I can't see you doing that, there's
He's got
one
such a
part of
smirk on his
me
face.
that kind of believes the Bible story, and only because you're a really good businessman as far as photography goes, right? So I could definitely see you going, you know what, I'm telling Bibles, I got to get my shit to Kentucky, right? So I can kind of see that. But all that being said, I'm going to go with you totally told girls in college that you were gay to get some.
Really?
I'm going to
Okay.
go with that.
Because because we were talking about him, people think that he hates them. He doesn't have good.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have
Oh
good
God.
like a first
This is-
impression.
by the way, this is the first I'm hearing
you don't
of
have
this,
a
but-
suave. What's the word? Like you're not. You're not approachable.
Are
You're
you
not-
okay.
serious?
Yeah.
No,
Really?
I mean that.
And plus,
That's
because
so
you're always on the
interesting.
camera, you're not gonna like.
I
Right.
totally agree with that.
camera gets in
Camera's
front.
not doesn't make you
Right.
approachable. I agree. That's fascinating. I will. Okay, I want to table that because I do want to address. I want to address that so badly.
But we're dying to know who's right and who's wrong.
Okay.
What is the lie that you
Okay.
told?
Wait,
No.
We're gonna.
I'm with you.
Wait.
Okay.
I totally believe that the college thing is not true. The Bible thing is too
Too
much of a
specific.
reach and
Right.
specific to not be true.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
guessing.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So we have 2 saying that the Bible story is true, and myself saying that
Gay
it's
is
the Phoenix, Arizona, telling girls he was gay to get some is true.
Okay.
What is the real story, Troy Conrad?
The true story. Bowling Green, Kentucky. I was a Bible. Or a Bible salesman.
I'll tell you
for
what.
the,
And by the way, you don't have to work that hard
Bowling
on
Green,
the girls in
Kentucky.
Arizona. I'm so sorry,
oh, no,
but
stop that.
I played there.
well,
All
okay,
right,
so,
it was the
so
80s,
by
but still. I'm
Yeah.
just
You
saying.
can't judge
By the way,
Arizona now
my
by
favorite
the 80s.
part-
I'm saying
So
they're
fu-
fantastic. They don't make you work that hard. That's
The
all I'm saying.
The best part of this, the best part of the whole thing was just for Jessica to go, I knew you were a piece of shit. As soon as I said the gay song. And I was like, oh, man, how am I coming across to people?
That's terrible. When
So
you
by the
say
way,
something to somebody and they say, "I knew you were a piece of shit," it's like,
and by the way,
I would have been privy to that had I not
huge
done
credit.
some false virtue.
Huge credit to Jessica because she actually nailed me on trying to make the second story less believable. Because you picked that up very well. But that's what I did. And
Yeah,
and,
you were like, oh yeah, gold leaf, gold
throwing
leaf.
He threw
Yeah.
you
You
off.
knew gold leaf.
and in college I was generally a very respectful decent person as far as all that other crazy stuff.
Whatever.
I mean, for the most part. But
Let's get
but
to the
wait,
Me
but
Too
wait.
website.
Hold on.
Find out if
Yeah,
it-
no, I'm on the.
Well,
But
'cause here,
here's
too,
where
I
that
never
comes
see
from,
you
though.
go up to somebody and just talk to somebody you don't know.
That's
That's
true.
not you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, that's so
In
funny.
my
No,
eyes,
no,
that's
no,
funny.
no. That's
Really?
I know, but here it's different here because I have
Yeah.
a camera. But she's right, 100%
Okay.
from the perspective of how I'm at the store because I have a camera and I feel
Uh-huh.
like at first I wasn't welcomed and the door people didn't like me, and so I still feel a little bit of that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was very, like I said, I was very unwelcomed, and I was very, and like the people at the door used to like, it was like, oh, fucking guy, whatever. Yeah, so I had a hard time. Like sometimes I have to retrain myself to go, oh, people don't hate me. Okay, it's okay.
Right.
Like, but that was
I didn't know that.
my first few months. That's why I was telling that
Uh-huh.
story. So, but I did have it. Here's where I based the gay thing off of. There was one night.
He said proudly.
It was. I think it was like right after I graduated college, and I think I got really high, and I went to see Wilco, and I was like, I don't know, I must have just smoked pot that made me in a really super happy, good mood or whatever. And I remember seeing a girl that I went to college with, and I didn't know her very well, but we were in a couple classes, and she's like, hey, what's going on? And I go, oh, not too much. I'm gay now. and by the way, totally not at all to like try and meet or anything. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't at all.
Uh-huh.
It was just because I didn't give a fuck. Like
Uh-huh.
it was just I was just being silly, but I didn't. And
Do
then
you
I
think
didn't.
you said that in a mean way, or
No,
were you
no,
trying
no.
to be funny?
No. I just said, oh, I'm gay. Like I literally just like I'm fine telling someone. Like I'm comfortable now. I can just say I don't care if that person thinks I'm gay. Like it doesn't matter to me. And so I said I was like I'm gay now. And then that, by the way, that was the end of the conversation. And I was just gonna go get a drink, and she goes, "That's so crazy. I am too."
Oh!
And now I felt like the biggest douchebag in the world because, like I was literally, it was just an in passing thing, and then she goes, she just saw the look on my face. She goes, "You're not gay? You're not gay, are you?" And I go, "No, I don't know why I was messing around." She goes,
wow. Good
"You're
for
an
her.
asshole, man."
Good for her.
Right?
Good for
No,
her.
totally.
Yeah.
By the way, 100% agree with her.
God, I
Yeah.
always knew you were a douchebag.
But I wasn't.
She called it.
Oh my god! No, by the way, that is the biggest. I
Nailed
felt
it.
like such an asshole.
She
Like I
nailed
felt
it.
On that one,
terrible.
girl.
No, that was
Nailed it.
No,
outstanding.
those are the lessons you learn in college.
No, I know,
Those are
but
the
it was
lessons,
such an
yeah.
offhand thing.
Yeah.
And by the way, if anything, it was just because I was like, to me, that was saying like I'm not trying to get laid. Like it was like I would
Right.
never, that would never occur to me. Like
Right.
I'm gonna get laid by saying I'm gay.
Right.
But I felt so terrible.
Wow.
Like
Good.
oh
Good. Life
no,
lesson.
for good. Sure.
so
Yeah,
terrible
life
that you
lesson.
had to go out and sell,
Sell
Bibles
Bibles.
in Kentucky.
I had to do a summer in Kentucky. That was how I paid for
That
that.
was your penance.
Penance, bro.
By the way, that was the next summer.
There you
That's
go. You had some soul searching to do, sadly, in Kentucky. So anyway, Mark's
Yes.
story was he went to a premiere of Traffic. And he got in a fight standing next to Topher Grace's mother with Tom Sizemore because
Right.
Tom Sizemore was staring him down. And the second story was?
I got shot.
I got
Oh, you got shot in the leg, yeah.
leg because of bears.
Inadvertent.
Yeah, because of bears.
Bears exist.
Yes.
Watch National Geographic.
So I
Bears are
want to
real.
talk about the holster. The holster. You had a holster on.
I had a holster on.
with a left-handed gun, but you're right-handed.
Guns aren't left or right-handed.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay.
That's good.
Well, pencils are. You're telling me guns aren't? I'm totally kidding.
I'm not going to mansplain right now, but
I just want you to
Guns.
know, Mark, that I was ammo in the military.
all right.
Just heads up.
Guns are
So he's right?
ambidextrous.
Are guns ambidextrous?
You can hold a gun in any hand. But the reason the gun's on the left is because I had a dog leash in the right. Because I was walking a dog and it got away. So when I picked the holster up, it was just
Yeah, but if a
cloth,
bear's coming
and
at
it
you, wouldn't you
sticks.
want the gun on your
Yeah.
right hand, your good hand?
No, it's like
Had
you
I
take
thought
it out
about
like
it-
that, right? Like
Well,
that. You
no,
just
because my
swoosh.
good hand, my good hand's holding the leash,
Uh-huh.
but
What kind of dog was this?
corgi,
Oh, because you got to have a good grip on a corgi's leash.
they're killers. They can weigh upwards of 400 pounds in the wild. In the wild, not domesticated. That corgi, though, very strong corgi. So yeah,
They got a
so
low center of gravity, so they can really...
They got a yeah. She tore off. She knocked me off the cliff. She's not
All right.
a weak
So
dog.
that really happened that she knocked you off the cliff. That's your story.
She didn't knock me off the cliff. I lost her. She went off the cliff into darkness. I followed after her.
Did she
I
fall
fell.
and die in the cliff?
No. The cliff was only like 6
So it
feet.
was like a
She, like, went-
two-tiered
she-
cliff.
she
It was a
gone.
two-tiered cliff.
I don't know where she went.
Yeah.
When I came back to the house, Shelly's like, "Where's the dog?" I go,
You're
Did
too
she
good.
come
Too
back?
good for
"Gone."
this.
All right, which do you think is real?
I'm going to say the bear story is a lie because I don't think Mark would. Well, he did just get shot in the leg. But I think, I know Mark is really into his animals, at least on Insta. Someone quick punch me in the face. Anyway, so I'm going to say
I'm
that
too old to say Insta.
the bear story, I think, is not true. And I think the getting in a fight with Tom Sizemore, because I think you were maybe a little, that was your angry phase.
You've seen
I've
me
seen
brandish a gun.
I've seen
So
you
you
wave
know
a gun
I
around.
have a terrible temper.
Yeah.
The Tom
I
Sizemore
did.
thing, it was post-mullet, so you probably were in a bad mood.
It was post mullet.
Okay. You stared at his wife or something? Is that what
He
happened?
was alone.
But
he
you
was
said
not
you
with
met
anybody.
He wasn't
I
with
was
Heidi
with-
Fleiss that night?
Nope.
You said you met that Megan.
No, I met Catherine Zeta-Jones, who was
Okay.
married to Michael Douglas, who they were both in the movie, actually.
Right, right.
And, yeah, I met Michael Douglas, too. But
Well,
he's
how
not
did she
Catherine
come? Were you
Zeta-Jones.
just bragging when you said that? Why was she in the story?
Because it's Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Because I'm at the premiere,
Yeah.
and I'm
she was in the
introduced to
movie.
everybody, and Catherine Zeta-Jones was in
I
the
would
movie.
look,
I'm just
I
trying to
once
find any
met
holes
Catherine Zeta-Jones's brother in a bar, and I saddled up to him because that was the brother. That's how much magic Catherine Zeta-Jones has. My
Her
apologies.
magic squirted on him, and he went out into the world and made a fortune with it. That's how magic she is.
She's pretty
magic.
Yeah.
So wait,
I'm telling
Jessica, which do you
looking
believe?
at her,
Yeah, what do you believe?
I believe that you're a liar,
I am.
and
That's a fact.
that is a fact.
Not
because
the
you are
first time
really good
shouted
at
at
this.
someone at the Comedy Store.
I
Very
am
rude.
going to say, I'm going to play this one like I did with Troy, I think. Because I think you were trying to make holes in the gun story, and you're wearing cowboy boots. I think that one's true.
Which
The bear,
Okay.
you shot yourself.
I agree with you.
You do?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Tom Sizemore thing happened with someone else, and you recreated it.
No, it happened with me.
Really?
Oh shit!
The Tom
that true?
Sizemore story is right?
No.
Okay. You fucking liar.
It's true. It's true right up to the point that he and I got in a fist fight.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
But what happened was, I turned my chair and I looked at him. That's all true. And I looked at him like, okay. And he went, "Pff," and turned his chair around and faced the other way.
Still an act of aggression.
I'm not
Yeah.
aggressive. I'm really not. But if you stare or call me out, I grew up in New York. I'm not going to fucking sit there. So he turns away. We're walking out. The funniest part was Wilmer goes, "Oh, that was so scary, Mr. Mark."
So wait a minute. So
And Topher and Wilmer were all like, what the fuck's wrong with him? I don't know what's wrong with him. I just know that he challenged us in a public setting with somebody's parents, and I was like, turn the fuck around.
Wow.
So that means that you really were wearing the gun on your left side.
I had the gun on the left side.
Why?
And I did have the gun on the left side, and I'll tell you why. Because I was holding the dog, a 400-pound corgi. I overfeed them. I'm not going to deny it. She's 50 pounds, and I got her and it's pitch black. I'm in the middle of
corgi is 50 pounds.
50 was. She's dead now.
Oh wow!
I killed her after I got shot. I was pissed. No. We're walking out there.
Like, by the way, you're saying that's not true.
That's not
but
true.
you
No,
indicated
I'm
that, and I
lying
want to
again.
make sure people are listening. No,
I
you don't
didn't
murder
kill her.
dogs.
She died on her own.
Okay.
So Rita was her name, and she was a brutally hard to control animal. She had to pee. It's midnight. It's pitch black. I'm in the middle of 100 acres. We're the only house in 100 acres.
I can see them being squirmy.
The bear and her cub had broken the fence down. In the morning, the farmer called me and said, there's a mother bear and her cub cutting through your property. You should be really careful today. She will kill you. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are, dog, snake, human. She's with her cub. She's probably going to kill you. So it's late at night. I've been watching the dogs all day. Rita's got to pee. It's midnight. It's pitch black and it's pouring rain. When there's no street lights, you can see every single star in the sky. You just can't see where you're going. I'm walking down the driveway, big long driveway. The dog takes off, and it's raining. She slipped out of my hand. As I was walking out the house, the 45 and the mag was sitting here on the kitchen table. I picked it up and put it like that because I'm holding her leash in the right hand.
Right.
Normally, it
You
should have.
would've- right.
Yeah. Anyways, she takes off. I fall off a cliff. It's like the Devil's Peak, only like 6 or 7 feet. And she takes off into the brush, and I think it's all the same height. So
Yeah,
when
'cause
I
you can't
step
see.
off, not knowing that there's a 6 or 7 foot drop, I just go down.
Oh.
I put both hands out to try and stop it. It's all mud and dirt and rock. I hit my tailbone so hard, and the gun went off, but I thought, my tailbone hurt so bad, I thought, well, I'm not shot. The gun went off. The butt hit the ground and went off,
Right.
which 6 hours, I'm not the first one to have that happen. The highway patrol said you can't have them anymore. They go off. They really do go off. So
Wow.
anyways, I climb back up the hill. I'm walking towards the house. It's pitch black, pouring rain, really cold. I reach down. I feel it's warm here on my thigh. I go, holy shit, it's warm. Why would it be warm? Well, I'm bleeding out. I've got a bullet hole. But I
Wow.
didn't
You
know.
know, like your main arteries in your
It
thigh
missed-
up there,
it-
too.
It missed everything. It went in here. Like I said, it went in. It traveled way inside,
It
but it
went out.
missed, and it creased the muscle, and it blew out here big. You know, I'm going to show you. No. So
I would like to see
Finally.
that.
it's sort of interesting. But so, yeah, it's a huge, and they go, well, I said, what do we do now at the hospital? They go, well, nothing. You seal it up. I said, okay.
You seal it up, or did they seal it
They
up?
sealed it up. They gave me antibiotics.
No, you
But
seal
I
it
go,
up.
wait a second. What about that? He goes, oh yeah, that's just gonna seal up. But you know, when it's healed, you can come in and you know, we'll do plastic surgery on your leg. And I was like, yeah, because I'm a leg model.
What?
So
Right.
that's, you know, I really need to.
Wow.
So I never went in. I obviously never had surgery, but yeah, there's 2
Yeah.
holes there. You
Well,
know?
I-
And by the
Wow.
way, they leaked for like 6 months, which. If you've never
Yeah.
had that happen, if you've never had a bullet go through you,
Jesus.
it has.
So like
the-
in John
the
John
jacket
Wick,
did
when
come
he
out.
gets shot and then he seems to be okay after a weird
Oh,
emergency
right.
visit right to some doctor, and then he's fighting again and he starts bleeding again because it just takes a long time for a hole in your body to seal up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a long, long time. I
Wow.
can't imagine. It's so funny. I was having dinner with a guy whose father owned like a 7-Eleven on the southwest side of town, and he was the clerk there when he was a kid, and they got robbed, and somebody shot him in the face with a shotgun.
Jesus.
And so we're sitting there, and he goes, "What's the one thing you remember about being shot?" I said, "It burned," and that's the one. He said, "That's what I remember." Because
Oh,
he
wow.
had all these pellets go in his face,
Oh,
which is
yeah. Oh.
amazing. Because I had, you would never look at him and think, "Oh, he got shot."
Really?
There was not a sign
Wow.
that he had been
Wow.
shot. But he said, "Yeah, it burned like hell though, because it's hot metal." You know, it's like
Oh, I guess you don't
Right.
think
Hot
of it
metal.
like that. You don't think of it like that
No.
necessarily. Wow.
so it's semi-cauterized on
Uh-huh.
its way through, but then it's still leaked forever. Not to be gross, but you know.
Thank you guys so much for coming in and sharing your fucking lies, you fucking lying
Man,
pieces of shit.
You guys are
Anyway.
good. And thank you
guys
to
were
our
awesome, and it was wonderful
producer,
stories. Yeah.
Andrew Rose, thank you
Thank
for
you,
setting
Andrew.
us up.
Thank you, Andrew. Can we get Andrew's vote on who he thought in these
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
Or
Let's
like
go,
what-
Andrew.
I thought with yours, Troy, I thought that the gay thing was true.
Okay,
No,
great.
I don't know you, obviously.
No, I know, but I
Yeah.
was trying really hard.
No, but that's perfect, though, because now I'm like,
No, that makes sense to me because you see yourself in him.
Ah,
so, and with Mark, I,
Moving on.
no, I thought the, only because I could see his phone, I saw the word lies on his phone, and I saw, and I did, and I
Oh
saw,
my God.
I
Oh
saw,
my God! What a
By the
writer!
way,
You were probably
and
up last
he
night
actually
writing away.
categorizes them.
and I saw the bear. I saw him going through it, and then he told his bear story. So I was like, "Oh, that's where he chose it from." Was the lie
Oh, that's
thing.
hilarious. He's got a
But
category.
but it was backwards, so I was wrong on that one.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Oh,
'cause he
interesting.
said,
Yeah.
he said that the bear was true.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, I was wrong on both.
Oh, that's
Well,
hilarious.
thank you so
Wow.
much for coming and doing this with us
was a
here
blast.
at the Belly Room at the Comedy Store.
I'm the friendliest person at the Comedy Store. By the way, I'm not an unfriendly person. But I totally agree that when I come in here, I think my head is all business, and I
You're very
apologize, Jessica.
business-oriented.
You're absolutely
Yes,
right.
you are. I'll
No, I
give you that.
totally
What a piece
Yes,
of
you are.
shit.
I'm very business when I get in here.
I'm Felicia Michaels.
I'm Jessica Wellington,
You've been listening to the Liars Club.
and you've been lied to.
like a mofo.